A settler rampage in the West Bank sparks a rare condemnation from Israeli leaders. AP correspondent Karen Shamis reports.
One witness, Sufyan Jit, said the rampage was like a war waged on the village of Jit near Nablus, as over 100 masked Israeli settlers shot live ammunition at Palestinians, burned homes and cars, and damaged water tankers. On a visit to Israel, UK Foreign Minister David Lammy told reporters,
"The widespread rampage and chasing of people from their homes is abhorrent."
Israel's president condemned the violence, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israelis who carried out criminal acts would be prosecuted. However, rights groups say that arrests for settler violence are rare and prosecutions even rarer. I'm Karen Shamas.
A U.S. official says Mideast mediators are preparing to implement a ceasefire deal before a final agreement. AP Washington correspondent Sagar Meghani has more.
The official says a proposal now on the table basically bridges every gap between the two sides, and an implementation cell is being set up to focus on the deal's logistics. The remarks came after mediators in Doha said 2 days of talks had ended, with plans to meet again next week in hopes of sealing a deal. At the White House, President Biden said they're closer than ever to an agreement.
I don't want to jinx anything.
Israel's issued a vague statement saying it appreciates the mediators' efforts. A Hamas statement did not sound enthusiastic about the latest proposed deal. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
Military authorities in the eastern Ukrainian city of Pokrovsk urged civilians to speed up their evacuation because the Russian army is quickly closing in on what has for months been one of Moscow's key targets. This is VOA News. The World Health Organization has issued its highest alert over an outbreak of Mpox that has spread from Democratic Republic of Congo to its neighbors and beyond Africa's borders. Reuters correspondent David Doyle explains what that means.
Mpox, which spreads through close contact, has been a public health problem in parts of Africa for decades. Democratic Republic of Congo is experiencing its worst outbreak ever. 27,000 cases and more than 1,100 deaths since January 2023, largely among children. 2 strains of the virus, which cause flu-like symptoms and pus-filled lesions, are now spreading in Congo, the endemic form and a new offshoot. And it's this new form of Mpox that has triggered global concern. It seems to be spreading more quickly, and little is known about it. It moved from Congo to Rwanda, Uganda, Burundi and Kenya, and then outside Africa's borders.
David Doyle from Reuters. Belarus's authoritarian president Alexander Lukashenko has pardoned 30 prisoners convicted for taking part in protests. The Belarusian opposition leader in exile has welcomed the move, but vowed to keep fighting until each of nearly 1,400 political prisoners in the country is set free. Lukashenko's office said Friday that he has pardoned 14 women and 16 men, including some elderly people and those who had grave illnesses. It didn't give their names. The 2020 presidential election, widely seen as a sham both at home and abroad, gave Lukashenko his 6th term in office and touched off the biggest protests and crackdown on dissent in Belarus in its post-Soviet history. Thailand has a new prime minister, and it's the youngest one in the country's history. Reuters correspondent Fiona Jones reports.
37-year-old Paetongtarn Shinawatra became the youngest ever Prime Minister of Thailand on Friday. The political newcomer is taking on a host of challenges facing the country, including an unstable political climate and floundering economy.
It's about time to do something for the country and for the party as well. I hope that I can do my best.
Her win comes only a day after she was thrust into the spotlight amid an unrelenting power struggle between the country's warring elites. Paetongtarn sailed through with nearly 2/3 of the House vote, 2 days after her ally, Srettha Thavisin, was dismissed as premier by a constitutional court.
Fiona Jones from Reuters. Hurricane Ernesto is charging toward Bermuda as officials on the tiny British territory in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean prepare to open shelters and close government offices. The Category 2 storm was located 285 kilometers south-southwest of Bermuda on Friday. It had maximum sustained winds of 155 kilometers per hour and was moving north-northeast at 22 kilometers per hour. Ernesto is expected to pass near or over Bermuda on Saturday morning.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comment section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.